Dudes be getting paid, huh?
Yeah.
Dudes
they
be
do.
getting paid.
Certain players get paid big money.
It usually hasn't been running backs, though.
Yeah, but
Is Bijan Robinson more than a running back?
yes, he's a running back. He's weapon out of the backfield. I mean, he's certainly more than just a running back, especially on an Atlanta Falcons team. You don't really know who the QB's going to be.
How are the Jets in the top 5 as it comes to highest paid running back, wide receiver trio, tight end trios, and as terrible as they are?
Well, you got Breece Hall. They're paying him, right?
Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and I'm guessing they're throwing in Kenyon Sadiq on there.
He's probably got definitely getting paid more than Mason Taylor was last year, so that would make sense.
Dude's a rookie, and he's going to miss mad time. Got a hernia.
Oh, he got a hernia?
Yeah, and complications from surgery, and yeah, it's not good. But no, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, and Kyle Pitts, $261 million. Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson, and Madison, $216.
Oh, Mason?
Yeah.
Wait, Jordan Mason?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dak, or no, sorry, not Dak. CeeDee Lamb. They just signed a running back too.
Cowboys?
Yeah.
I think they signed Javonte Williams.
Yeah, there you go. And so, how are the Jets up there? That's terrible. Seriously, think about it. You don't have Pittsburgh or Philadelphia up there, and they made the playoffs. And hold on. Atlanta, who did I just list off? Atlanta, they didn't make the playoffs last year. Jets didn't make the playoffs last year. Vikings didn't make the playoffs last year. Cowboys didn't make the playoffs last year. So maybe that's not the successful math. Maybe that's not the math to success. If like all 5 of the teams that have the highest paid combination of wide receiver, tight end, and running back are without the playoffs.
Well, to be fair to the Jets, I'm not sure if it's either of those 3 players' faults they're not making the playoffs.
Definitely not Breece Hall's fault. That's for sure.
Yeah. So again, I think even you look at Atlanta, I mean, are you really going to blame Bijan Robinson for their...
No.
I mean, their QB play's been lackluster. Raheem Morris was an abysmal head coach.
And honestly, I wouldn't even blame Kyle Pitts. And I know he gets a lot of flack for his... But he only gets flack from fantasy owners. Like, the only people who get angry with Kyle Pitts are the people who have Kyle Pitts on their fantasy team.
He puts up like average numbers. And again, if you're a fantasy owner, you buy into that hype because
he puts up monster numbers in like 3 games and then nothing the rest of the season. Yeah. So like, unless you have him like, because again, Bijan Robinson, monster numbers in the championship game. So it was like, if you played against anyone who had Bijan on their team, there was no chance if you went. I think he scored something like 60 points in last year's championship week. But at the same time, like Kyle Pitts scored 3. So it's like, yeah, I understand why some people are just like frustrated. George Kittle used to be that way. He'd have a game with 3 touchdowns and then he'd have a game with like 3 drop balls, or not even 3 targets, and that would be the whole game for him.
Well, I forget who they were playing with QB late in the year. It was Kirk Cousins, and then there was another QB that Atlanta was playing. I think that's probably why he only...
Michael Penix?
No, because Penix got hurt earlier in the year.
Oh, you're talking later on in the year. Yeah.
So I don't know who was playing QB in their championship game, but it was not.
And it's not going to be Penix for this year, right? It's going to be Tua?
No, Penix is hurt at least for the early part of the year, or it's probably going to be Tua, early part of the year. And again, I guess they'll see where the road takes them with Tua and a new Kevin Stefanski at head coach.
I like Kevin Stefanski, man. I know you are a little iffy on him, and you've seen a lot of him being in the Steelers division. But I know. Listen, I would rather have Kevin Stefanski than Mike McCarthy. I'm sorry to say that. I would think I might rather have Kevin Stefanski instead of Aaron Glenn. And I like Aaron Glenn, but defensive coaches don't win in the NFL. Although Mike McDonald did a pretty good job.
I was going to say Mike McDonald.
Yeah,
I don't know what you consider Mike Vrabel either.
It's Oh, he's a defensive coach. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
but Mike Vrabel was smart enough to say, I'm a defensive coach. Let me go get Josh McDaniels, who's been like the best offensive coordinator over the last 20-something years.
well, yeah, that's the thing with a defensive coach. You need to have
the hindsight or the foresight to say, hey, let me give up half of the control of this team.
Like, just like you could make the same argument with the 49ers and the Rams. They're always pumping out defensive coordinators. I mean, they pump out offensive coordinators too.
Oh, yeah, but yeah.
They always have a solid defense.
Anyone out of the McVay tree or the Shanahan tree tends to, have found success, certainly more than anyone who's come out of the Belichick tree at this point in time.
Yes. I mean, you have Bill O'Brien there.
Although technically isn't the Belichick tree really the Bill Parcells tree, so.
I guess, yeah.
It's just a different branch.
Yeah, because, I mean.
Belichick was a Parcells guy, yeah.
Everything he knew from Parcells, and then passed it down. But yeah, he hasn't had many successful branches either.
No, and he hasn't had much success at North Carolina. It doesn't sound like it's going to get any better.
No, it does not, because they're undergoing some stuff over there as well.
Ricky, today's a big day.
Very much so, yes.
Today's a big day. College football kids are out on the field. We have media days going. But you know why today's a big day?
Why is that?
Do you know what I fell asleep to last night?
You
know what I fell asleep to last night.
Was it the...
It's a Wednesday in the football season. You know what I fell asleep to last night.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. Liev Schreiber coming in. Sam Darnold dropping his ring. You didn't watch Hard Knocks last night?
I did not. No. I forgot. Yeah.
This is gonna have to be a new prerequisite for Wednesday shows.
Catch up on Hard Knocks.
Yes. We are gonna have to review Hard. Come on, man. Like, it's good for 3 episodes because by the time the 4th episode comes around, we're kind of in football season. Like the preseason games, we're at that like game 3 where stuff kind of matters. And, your starters.
Well, there's only 3 preseason games this year.
Sorry, yeah, but you know what I meant. Like that week where the starters are playing a majority and, it's not all 5th string guys. At that point in time, I don't need the Hard Knocks as much. But like last night, oh yeah, you could have pumped that into me intravenously. Like, and I mean, again, it's not the most entertaining team in the world, the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, it's not... there's no real controversies there. There's nothing really like...
Was it Mike McDonald say like early on in the show, like he's not a big camera
Yeah,
guy?
like...
He's not really an exhilarating, but again, out of a football coach, obviously.
The big storyline on this year is that it's the first time ever that they've done it with a defending Super Bowl champion. That's the tag, the storyline. Although I thought the Ravens were defending Super Bowl champions. Maybe they won the Super Bowl that year.
Oh, wait. Oh, that was, yes, because that was with Shannon. That was early on, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
I think that was when they just won.
Yeah, and that's the one that gets viral every single year of the rookie coming out and making fun of Shannon Sharp. Hey, Goose.
Yeah.
Hey, Goose. But yeah, was that? I thought that was the same. Yeah, Hard Knock. Yeah. Don't give me this. The Baltimore Ravens were the very first team featured on HBO's Hard Knocks in 2001, fresh off their Super Bowl victory. Yeah.
So they were the second team.
Yeah, why are you lying to me, Hard Knocks?
Maybe they forgot.
They forgot their first season? They forgot their original season?
Yeah, what, 25 years ago?
The season that featured Ray Lewis coming off of arrest? The season that featured Tony Saragusa and Shannon Sharp? That's the season you forget?
I guess so. Well, yeah, I mean, if they're saying it's the first season featuring a Super Bowl champ.
This is what happens when you merge too many times. HBO, Go, Max. Yeah, you don't know what you have anymore. Yeah, you're gonna have to catch up on your Hard Knocks for next Wednesday episodes.
I watched it 2 years ago, I think, when they had the whole AFC North on it during the back half of the season.
Okay, so you watched those ones? I don't watch them once we get into the season. And I don't need the off season.
Well, the Hard Knocks one, that season in particular, they had the AFC North.
I get it. I get it.
And they wanted to get like the back half of each team's schedule.
No, and they do it now. There's multiple Hard Knocks. They had the Hard Knocks off season with the Giants that featured Joe Shane, his thought process.
Making.
Yeah, his decision. Maybe his kid was right, though.
Well, he said to take a dart. He said you're only in this position once.
Yeah.
You have to what do you
make a move.
Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, he wanted Jaden Daniels. But I'm thinking now that I think about would you rather have Malik Neighbors or Jaden Daniels? Neither of them really can stay healthy.
Well, you're probably rather the QB.
The QB.
QB is typically more valuable. And what you've seen out of Jaden Daniels is he in his rookie year,
his rookie season
got a team to an NFC championship.
I'm just worried how similar his arc has been to Robert Griffin III's at this point in time. Amazing rookie season with the playoffs and then hurt in year 2. And then is he ever going to be healthy again?
Well, see, I think part of that was Mike Shanahan, for some reason, allowed him to either stay in the game or then rush back early. So I think that didn't.
You mean when we had to watch his knee explode on national television?
Yeah, and he was already hurt prior to that. I mean, at some point, you have to say, I get you want to win. But
no. At some point, at that point in time, Mike Shanahan said he had his franchise quarterback, and it was Kirk Cousins. Remember he drafted RG3 in the first round and Kirk Cousins in the third round, and he would have rather had Kirk Cousins. How you like me now, Kirk?
Well, Kirk's obviously again made a living.
Yeah, he's made a great living.
Got a lot of money.
It is amazing to me that he, that trivia, who was the first quarterback to sign a fully guaranteed contract in the NFL?
Cousins.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a little break, and when we come back, we'll keep it local. We'll bring in our Philly and our Pittsburgh takes here, and not just worry about the West Coast and HBO. Well, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. WBRE, WYOU 2022 Sports Night. It's all right, Ricky. I coughed during the intro. It's okay. That was me. I think they heard it too. The studio audience heard it. The people in the newsroom heard it. Everyone watching right now live on Facebook and YouTube heard it. I did not hit my cough button. Speaking of coughing. Speaking of covering up a cough, Ricky. You weren't here last night.
No, I wasn't.
You were not. And Nate and we got a chance to discuss a certain quarterback. Yeah, would you like to discuss him, or would you like to plead the fifth?
Well, he did that right as the first interview popped off.
Why, Ricky? Why?
It was good. This is what happened. Aaron Rodgers, you give him airtime, he's going to voice his opinion, and I think he voiced his opinion very explicitly for the audience, because they didn't talk much football during his live 8 minutes.
Did they talk any football?
Not during his 8-minute on-air segment. I think after, I guess some reporters were still there, and they said yes, they did eventually talk ball. It was just off the air.
Good, because that's what I want from my quarterback, is off the record comments on football, but on the record comments on congressional hearings and Diana Rossini's love life.
As soon as they told him to keep going on Fauci, and then I think Pat McAfee realized what exactly he got himself into.
No. It was a producer who realized that as Aaron Rodgers was bashing the mouse, they were being on the mouse's network. Yeah. Did you hear him at first when he was like, yeah, and then he raised, oh, wait, he's talking about ESPN? No!
Yeah. Yes, it was. I think Mike McCarthy had to answer a question in next morning's press conference.
Yeah, also, can someone tell Mike McCarthy to switch up the windbreaker so he doesn't look like a hologram? Because again, it's whatever's down the piping on the side. Looks like he's floating, like he's Tupac's backup dancers from Coachella.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin liked his onesies with big bulky sweat, or not like Steelers sweaters. I guess Mike McCarthy's more of a windbreaker guy.
I miss McCarthy's statements. What did he have to say about?
He just said there's a lot of guys.
We don't have it, do we?
I did not.
Okay, that's fine. What did he? Just give me the brief synopsis of it.
Basically, he stated that there's a lot of guys with a lot of different opinions in the locker room, and whether they agree, disagree, they're all here for one common goal.
Here's the thing. He's still not right. And he still lied to the press. Okay, you can have your feelings one way or another. But you were asked, did you get vaccinated? And he said, I was inoculated. Okay, play with the logistics of it. You still lied. That was the reason why people brought it up over and over again. It wasn't your feelings one way or another. Because guess what? Novak Djokovic was a big anti-vaccine guy. Do we still talk about that? No, we talk about how amazing it is to see him do what he's doing at 40-something years old at Wimbledon. But you need to keep putting your foot in your mouth and bringing it back up when the facts are you were asked a yes or no question and you lied. That's why everyone keeps talking about you in particular.
Yes, that's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is very vocal,
and that's been our quarterback for the last 4 years because I defended him like crazy when he was running down the field with an American flag on 9/11.
Again, I think one of the Steelers beat reporters, Alan Saunders, I think he wrote a great article on, all this Aaron Rodgers has some, controversial opinions, but despite all this, his teammates still like him. They know what happened outside of Pittsburgh, but in Pittsburgh, I mean, it's a very pro Aaron Rodgers locker room.
Do you think Pat Mahomes could get away with this?
I think
Do you think Lamar Jackson could get away with leaving the team for 3 days to go do drugs in the woods?
Well, I'm not defending.
Oh, I'm asking a legit question.
No, I don't think any other QB.
Do you think if Lamar Jackson, who's a 2-time MVP, or Patrick Mahomes, who's won 3 Super Bowls, went out to the woods and did drugs for 3 consecutive days?
Clear his head.
Do you think they would get away with it would be okay?
I think they'd face a lot of media scrutiny.
So why do we keep letting this man get away with it? Because he looked great running down the sideline with an American flag in that white Jets jersey. I will admit I was so excited for 4 plays.
Yep.
And 3 of them were sacks.
Yeah, the offensive line didn't do
it was awful.
Favors.
It was awful. I didn't know if he actually tore his Achilles or if he was just sitting there because he's like, I'm not doing this. This was a bad idea.
Then he saw the replay.
Yeah. Ooh, the pop. Yeah, that wasn't
Just
cool.
see the pop.
All right, let's pop off to another break before we get fired. We'll be right back. WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night. All right, I don't know if this was more impressive or less impressive. Because the hurdle itself, I thought was more impressive. But the fact that he did it over his 4-year-old son makes it less impressive. But did you see Saquon Barkley on the practice field hurdling over his kids?
I think I saw a clip of it.
Oh, that was more impressive than the backwards hurdle. The way that, human bodies aren't supposed to be able to levitate and change directions in that manner. And again, granted, he was jumping over his 3-year-old kid. But I feel like he could do that in a football game if he needed to.
Oh, yeah. He's probably one of the more athletic players we're going to see.
And powerful at the same time, which is crazy.
Extremely powerful. He's got a great blend of speed and power and an ability to, not only churn out those tough short yardage, but again, we've seen it in, 2 years ago.
Breakaway. Oh, yeah.
Just breakaway speed. We saw it in the playoffs against the Rams. I mean, guy can literally do anything you ask him to.
Well, here's the thing. He can do anything you ask him to as long as he's got his left tackle, and his left tackle hasn't been at practice for 3 days. Undisclosed reasons. Lane Johnson missing his 3rd day of practice. Now, last year it was a foot. They're saying this is non-injury related, but they're not really giving out much details, which usually mean it's a family matter. And again, I'm not trying to speculate. I'm not trying to be reckless in any way. The facts are he has missed 3 practices. They say it is not an injury issue. So traditionally, if there's not information being released, it's because they're being human beings and being polite to the fact that even though this dude's a football player, he's still a person, and whatever he's going through, that's to keep on its own, which is respectful, and you don't normally get in this day and age. But that said, the Eagles are a much different team without Lane Johnson.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they need their right tackle on the field.
Oh, sorry, did I say left tackle? My bad.
I actually don't know what you said, but
okay.
Their left tackle is very important too, and Jordan Mailata, obviously. But they're
a couple of big boys on the sidelines.
Stats show it, records show it. When Lane Johnson he can be below 100% when he's
just got to be on the field.
He's just got to be on the field.
Him and Trent Williams, as long as they're on the field, like
a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You saw that game with I guess with going to Trent Williams, the game, even though they still lost to the Seahawks, obviously that last game against the Seahawks without Trent Williams, extremely ugly.
There are very few linemen that break the cliche of saying that a great lineman is a lineman you don't know. You know what I mean? Like the very best linemen are the ones that you've never heard their name. And that's because, they're not allowing tackles,
exactly.
They're sacks, stuff like that. But there are a few that transcend the position where they do become a household name. Jonathan Ogden, Anthony Munoz, certainly Joe Thomas. And now, certainly, I would say Lane Johnson. Listen, Jason Kelce, but I think that was for a different reason. But now, certainly, Lane Johnson and Trent Williams, they're household names because of their play. Bryant McKinney, another one.
Right, yes. Larry Allen. Oh, he's a guard.
Okay, but Larry Allen or Zach Coltsguard from Zach Martin. Coltsguard from Notre Dame. Again, these guys are.
Oh, wait, the Cowboys guard?
Yeah, sorry. And which one was the Colts guard?
Quentin Nelson.
Yes, both of them, though. Yeah, they both went to Notre Dame. Look at that Notre Dame line. Yeah, geez. But, I mean, again, these guys become so good that they do transcend that cliche of a good lineman is a lineman you've never heard of. There's a reason why Lane Johnson's a household name. If he's in the lineup, the Eagles are favored to win and normally do. When he's not in the lineup, A.J. Brown's reading a book on the sideline.
Yeah, they typically, again, they're just so good. Obviously, again, that Eagles line in general, when they win that Super Bowl, was extremely good. But obviously, Lane Johnson's name is certainly the key figure in there. Him and, Jason Kelce, obviously. But Lane Johnson, when he's in there, he neutralizes some of the game's best pass rushers. And it's going to be, again, when he retires, it's going to be tough to replace him. And his days are obviously numbered, as you mentioned, injuries in the past. Obviously, again, this probably, again, if they're not disclosing it, I'm going to assume it's just a personal matter.
Yeah,
if they said it's not injury
they're not
related.
Disclosing information, but they said it was non-injury related.
Okay.
So that helps narrow it down, especially as as he's coming off of the foot last year. Yeah. But non-injury related. He's missed 3 days of camp. It's not a holdout. It's not contract related. So I mean, guy's going through some stuff. He's got something going on, and in this day and age, it is actually refreshing to see a team support their players like this and be there, whether it's mental health or a family member who's sick or, even just kids changing school. These guys are people. Again, I'm just not speculating. I'm just saying these are people. So it's good. Yeah. It's really refreshing that he's earned the ability to be a person in the Philadelphia Eagles organization.
Yeah, and he's earned that right. He's earned that respect. He's been a stalwart on their offensive line ever since he was drafted. I believe he was out of Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken. But Lane, again, has been one of the best linemen of my generation, probably going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame are probably going to be in the Eagles.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor as well.
Oh, for sure, at least, yeah.
He's just going to, again, just a key and integral part. And also, again, just a great player off the field as well.
Listen, I mean, for sure, Eagles Hall of Fame, for sure, NFL Hall of Fame. But, I mean, in this day and age, who knows who's a first ballot Hall of Famer, you know?
Yeah.
You can hate the man all you want, but if Bill Belichick's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, I don't know who is.
That's fair.
Let's come on with that. Like, you can, whatever you want to say. If that man is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, who in the NFL is?
The guys won. I think we've discussed,
Although
me and Nick discussed this on the show when it first happened. Like, we understand some things happen.
Spygate, Deflategate.
Guy won 6 Super Bowls. Guy won a Super Bowl with the Giants as
He's
well.
won 8 Super Bowls.
He's won 8 Super Bowls.
Yeah, he's got 8 rings.
Numerous Coach of the Years award. Just again, any accolade you can, playoff wins.
17 wins short or 16 wins short of the all-time wins record.
17 wins short of the all. Like, he's so second all time in wins. I mean, what does a guy have to do to get? Again, all the controversy aside, guy knew how to win.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting though. I mean, because you look at some of the names. It might be a year where, Tom Brady, Kraft, and Belichick all end up going in together. And even Gronk, actually, too, I think is part of that. They're all within a year of each other, and depending on how the cards lie, you may have a Hall of Fame ceremony where it's Gronk, Brady, Kraft, and Belichick. That would be interesting. The last time those 4 have been together was the roast of Tom Brady in Vegas. That went over well.
Yeah.
But no. Okay, so again, the reason why we got tangented here, but Lane Johnson missing his 3rd day of camp, Aaron Rodgers making headlines at Steelers camp, Seattle Seahawks kicking off the season on Hard Knocks. It's here. It's here.
Very much is. Pittsburgh just released their first depth chart of the season, first preseason depth chart.
Where's Roman Wilson?
Roman Wilson, as of right now, is the starting wide receiver 3.
Yes!
He's hanging in there.
Yes, Roman. That's my boy.
Will Howard ahead of Drew Aller.
Okay, speaking of which, did you see the clip of Drew Aller throwing into the net yesterday?
Again, yes. The mechanics, while improved, he's, again, still, the problem is the big plays, and the reason I think he's having a more successful camp than Will Howard is just because of the fact the guy has a huge arm and has flashed that huge. He's made 1 or 2 plays each practice. Now, he's missed some plays.
I was going to say, that arm was so big, he threw it right over the top of the net.
Yes, is he the quarterback of the future? I don't think so. But again, the reason I think he's had a more impressive start than Will Howard is just because he's flashed that big arm a handful of times, and Will Howard, number 1, doesn't have that arm, and number 2, I don't think he's really flashed. You haven't really said, wow, Will Howard did that. He just...
Will Howard reminds you of your typical Ohio State quarterback. Your Craig Krenzel's, your... why can I only think of Craig Krenzel at the moment? I'm sorry, I'm blanking. I'm not going to say Troy Smith because that dude won a Heisman. But no, he very much feels like a prototypical... Oh, what was the Joe guy? Not Joe Burrow, but the other Joe. They had another Joe, 16... God, I'm sorry. Too many. They're all the same. It's like the Nebraska quarterback. Wasn't it like Martinez for like 17 straight years? It was just a different Martinez.
Yeah, not Joe Burrow.
No.
JT Barrett.
No.
CJ.
No, not CJ Stroud. Not
Dwayne Haskins.
No.
Cardale Jones.
No.
Joe Bowerman.
Yes. No.
He played 3 games.
No. I think he transferred from like Wisconsin or something like that.
Craig
Krenzel. Yeah.
It only goes back to 2000.
All right. Well, it was after that, but okay. Maybe I'm.
Braxton Miller.
No.
Todd Beckman.
Maybe that was
Troy
it.
Smith.
Yeah. No. Maybe it was Todd Beckman.
He went 11-2.
No, okay, that's my point. No. That's my point, is that he reminds me of very much of those quarterbacks, kind of like a Ken Dorsey as well, that is a winner at the college level and gives you great statistics, but a lot of the times it's because they're throwing to Jeremiah Smith and they have Orlando Pace at left tackle and Eddie George in the backfield, or wow, I'm really old, aren't I? So I just said
I recognize the name.
I know, but I mean, there's been several running backs since then that I could have gone with other than Eddie George. Trayvon Henderson.
Zeke was there.
Yeah, I know. I picked the oldest of the running backs I could have, okay? I should have said David Boston as well. That would have just made the trifecta. But my point is, and again, very much like Ken Dorsey or Carson Beck last year at Miami, there's so much talent around them. They're not asked to be superstars. So the fact that Aller is above Howard on the depth chart does not surprise me.
Well, Howard's above Aller. I'm just saying I personally think Aller's had him more impressive.
Sorry, yes, I agree with you. Yeah. I heard you wrong originally, but yes, I guess I'm not surprised Howard's above Aller because of the ability to protect the football and do the things, the fundamentals, but
that makes a great backup QB.
Exactly. Backup it doesn't make, but it doesn't make it great.
Nope.
And especially when you got a gunslinger like Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback anyway, you know. And again, Aaron Rodgers for a long time was the most turnover friendly. I don't know how to say it. He created the least amount of turnovers.
Yeah, I think he has the lowest interception percentage in NFL.
But he was still a gunslinger. It wasn't like he wasn't throwing the ball downfield. He was still
mindful.
Yes, it's just that he was hitting spots that nobody else could. So I understand the want for Aller to improve, but yeah, you got to be able to hit the net.
Yeah, and Big Ben, hopefully he does get there. But yeah, no other big surprises. The Steelers' first-round pick, Maxi Honachur, behind Dylan Cook at right tackle, the undrafted free agent out of Montana, getting the nod there so far. Offensive line looks as you'd think it would. Troy Fautanu at left tackle, Mason McCormick at left guard, Zach Frazier at center, Spencer Anderson at right guard. Wide receiver room, DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman, Roman Wilson, Jeremy Bernard.
I mean, that was kind of the only real. That was the only real position battle, right?
Well, nose tackle, they have Y.A. Black, their 4th-round pick from last year.
I mean, on the offensive side.
Offensive side, yeah. That was Jeremy Bernard's wide receiver 4.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, we knew who wide receiver 1 and 2 was going to be. We knew who RB1 was going to be, QB1 was going to be. I guess the only position battles on the offensive side was Aller and Howard versus and wide receiver 3.
Yeah, that's still ongoing as well.
At this point, I mean, Howard and Aller will both make the team.
Yeah, definitely.
Through the practice squad, they'll both So is Mason Rudolph your backup and then both of them on your practice squad?
I don't know. Well,
or does Mason Rudolph not make the team?
That's what the big debate is right now. Is
Howard good enough to be the
You're going
backup?
to probably keep 3 QBs on the active roster. There's at least going to be 3.
You think on the active roster there's going to be 3?
Because they have to cut the roster from 53 to 48 on game day. So I think they have an emergency 3rd QB.
Yeah.
Whoever that will be
one of
those.
I don't have Will Howard or Drew Aller on the active 53. I think both of them make the team as part of the practice squad.
I think most teams keep 3 QBs, and then ultimately, again, one of them gets deactivated on and move to that emergency QB3 role.
Yeah, no, it's just. Well, depending on if you have a wildcat guy, because I mean, some guys they'll do 2 quarterbacks and then have your wildcat quarterback as your QB3. All right, let's get another break in. Where are we at right now?
We're at about the 34-minute mark.
Yeah, let's take another break. We're going to continue to break down the NFL training camps. Plus, Penn State's hitting the field today for their first practice. So the Matt Campbell era and the Rocco Becht era officially beginning. We'll get into a little bit of that. Plus, we got high school media days going on all week long. So Friday is going to be our big football kickoff preview show. So don't miss that. But Landmark Media Day was also this week. So we got a lot more from the gridiron when we get back here on WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night. Think 17 is the right spot?
Ooh,
what was that?
I bumped the mouse.
Oh, okay.
17.
Nate was over here playing with the thing yesterday. I was like, Nate, you hear that, right? He goes, yeah, what is that? I was like, it's you.
Let's see. Right, yeah,
I mean, listen, don't look at the other teams around them. I mean, did you think that they'd even be in the top 25 to start
probably
this
not. Actually,
preseason?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I actually didn't think that.
Yeah, so 17 is amazing, right?
I think and again, with the schedule they have, gives them opportunity to move up.
Maybe I missed it on the recruiting trail or the transfer portal, but there wasn't anything that jumped out to me that said, okay, Penn State's going to start the season in the top 25.
Yeah, I was a little surprised, but SMU, Houston, there's some group of 5 representation there.
Are they? No, I don't think they're group of 5 anymore, are
they? Oh, they might have moved.
Yeah, because remember, we have a Pac-8 now?
Big 12, yeah, because I think it's like they might be in the Big 12.
Let me see, yeah, Cougars.
I guess.
Conference.
But yes,
they're in the Big 12.
Okay, so no group of 5 teams, which I guess isn't surprising. But
none.
Not that I see. Utah's not. Clemson, Missouri, SMU,
no, Washington,
SMU
Tennessee.
Again. SMU and Houston would have been.
Yeah, but SMU's
a couple
in the
years
ACC
ago.
now. Yeah,
they're in the.
Yeah, and there's not a single power or group of 5.
Nope.
You got what? 1, 2, 3 teams from the Big 10 in the top 10. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the top 10 is the SEC again.
Yep. Alabama's sitting out down there at 11.
So, okay, so top 11, you got 6 of the top 11 are from the SEC. 8 of the top 13 are from the SEC because LSU's there.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Georgia, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Ole Miss. So 5 out of the top 10 coming from the SEC. The Big 10 gets 3 with Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana.
6.
And then Notre Dame, you're independent. Miami, you're ACC.
Yeah, Miami's ACC.
So Big 12 doesn't even get the top Big 12 team is
Texas. I think it's Tech.
Texas Tech at 12. Yeah. The top.
I think Utah's there, 21.
Who's even in the Pac whatever now?
No one. It's
Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State.
Yes.
There's 9 teams, yeah.
A lot of big, yeah.
9 teams, and they're all like the state. Well, when I say the state, it's like, Oregon State, Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, Oregon State, San Diego State, Washington State, Utah State, Texas State.
Yeah.
And Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. Yeah.
Gonzaga State.
So, yeah.
But no, 17, that's a great way to start the Matt Campbell era.
Good luck. Well, luck of the draw there. Right behind Michigan.
Who knows what Michigan's going to be this year? Although I think they brought the right coach in to steady the ship.
Yeah,
after everything that happened with why am I blanking on
Hermo Moore?
No, yeah. Because now Kyle Whittingham's the coach, and he's the right guy to come in and steady that ship after everything that Sharon Moore, Sharon Moore. Everything that happened with Sharon Moore in that situation, and honestly, even before that, because Jim Harbaugh didn't leave the program in the most cleanest of situations either.
No, because I was fresh off of the cheating scandal going on.
Yeah,
got out of there.
What was that dude's name again? Michigan cheating guy.
He was a fall guy. That's what he was.
Yeah, but he's got a great name. Oh, nothing like radio silences. We're both looking it up.
Connor Stallions.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's got a great name, Connor Stallions. So, all right, let's get back to Penn State though. Let's stay here in the NEPA or Central PA State College. Yeah, I mean, it's a 3-game season, more or less, right? You know, the way that and that's pretty much been Penn State's.
Not even with their schedule, might be a 2-game season.
But I mean, again, that's been
USC. Who do you got? USC and Michigan are probably. I guess traveling to Washington isn't fun.
And maybe Wisconsin, possibly.
Even then.
Yeah, but no, yeah. But when I say that it's a 3-game season for Penn State or a 2-game season for Penn State, that's how it always is.
Yeah.
They win all their games, and then they got 2 games against Michigan and Ohio State. Or Notre Dame and USC, or you name the 2 teams. But every year there's 2 games that that Penn State has to beat, and they haven't. So I mean, does Matt Campbell get them over that hump? And even so, looking at that schedule, if Penn State is 10-2 and with this schedule, are they a serious?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, you can't. There is no way to. I mean, what would be considered a good win? I guess
USC.
I guess it depends on the 2 games they win, but still, I mean,
USC and Washington are probably the 2 best wins, with Michigan right behind it.
I think at Michigan's a little bit tougher than at Washington, but depending on how Michigan is.
Yeah.
But again. To me, USC would have to be a must-win because there's question marks surrounding Michigan, and even how good, again, Washington I think is in the top 25, but how good are they going to be? But USC at home is a must. If you're going to be a voting board's going to look at you and try to consider
you over other likely 10-2
you've got to
teams.
be USC.
Got to be. I think Penn State with this schedule has to be 11-1 to have any real hope for a college football playoff.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think, because again, you look at the schedule, unfortunately, people will call you frauds if you go 11-1, 12. Again, probably not going to go 12-0, but you're getting what I'm saying here. And if you lose to one of these teams, like, oh, you can't put them in, so yeah, they've got to be. USC to me is a must win. If they're going to have any have serious, unless the top 10, top 15, there's just a lot of parity and teams aren't as good as you think they're going to be, which does happen.
Well, and again, if you have 5 SEC teams in the top 10, they're all playing each other at some point.
Yeah, and that to me, especially with Penn, depending on who the SEC team is, they should get at least some passes, depending on how badly. If they get smoked by one another, okay, then you drop them down. But again, if they're losing one game by a touchdown, 10 points.
That was the argument last year is with Alabama. Is okay, Alabama lost because they got smoked in the SEC championship game, but that was their only. Again, they were the number 2 team in the country before that. And they lost to the number 3 team in the country. So, I didn't think that there should have been that controversy about Alabama making it into the CFP. There was clearly teams that didn't deserve to be there, but because of the way that the rules are written, it is what it is.
Well, again, this is the solution. If you truly want the 12 best teams, you're going to have to create another tournament for the group of 5 teams.
Well, that's what's going to happen when the Big Ten and the SEC just create their own super conference.
That's logistically the only thing that makes sense, because if you truly want the 12 best teams, the group of 4, group of 5 teams are the ones that are getting, have a 12-team playoff or 8-team playoff for them.
If you're sitting here saying the 12 best teams should be in the playoff, there's no way that you can say either Tulane or JMU last year was better than Notre Dame. There's not an argument out there that can say that.
Yeah. Again, no disrespect to them. There's a
lot of talent. You got to play your schedule.
you have to play your schedule, and there's also, again, you don't get the recruiting budgets these teams do, and again, like
you don't get the jersey patches for $20 million.
Like, it's unfortunate, but yeah, the only true way to solve this is create another tournament for the group of 4 teams and just the top 25 college football, the thing that you push, have that be the 12 best, ACC, Big 12, SEC, have that be the.
I still don't know how the Pac-10, like, when you look at it and you go back, like, the Pac-12 had so much history in college football with the Rose Bowl and some of their dynasty programs. I cannot believe that they got booted the way that they did.
Funny.
Yeah, no, I get it. But yeah, no, you need to have a tournament that your big boys are in, and a tournament your little guys are in, and maybe then you have your little guy play the big guy and see who wins it all. But
we don't need to do that.
I'm just
disrespect to the winner that if that is the way. No disrespect, but probably again we know who's going to win that game.
And I mean the same thing. I wouldn't say that JMU or Tulane would have had the record they had if they played in the SEC or the Big Ten. They would have had more losses than they.
Absolutely. But again,
if Indiana played in a Big Ten schedule, I don't think they would have gone undefeated last year either. But they decided not to play.
An SEC schedule?
No, a Big Ten schedule. Like if they didn't play Penn State, they didn't play, I think they did play Penn State.
They did play Penn State. Came back and beat.
But you know what I meant? They don't like these conferences are so big now that you don't play everybody, and that's the problem. Like you can go through a season where you miss. Look at Penn State. You go through a season where you don't have to play Ohio State or Indiana or the big guys.
Oregon.
Yeah, like that. If Penn State at the end of this is the Big 12 champ or Big 10 champion because they're unblemished, but everyone else beat up on each other, you didn't play the guy, like you didn't play Ohio State or Oregon. You know what I mean? So if they have a 0 on the end of their record and Ohio State or Oregon has a 1, Penn State's going to raise a banner that I don't know if you can say they deserved.
No. If anyone tries to make that argument, I would love to hear the argument, number one. And no, they should not. If that team has more than one at them, depending on how it goes, more than 2, they're not getting in.
No. The 10-2 does not get Penn State in with this schedule.
Yeah, with this schedule, no.
Not at all. They 11-1, and I still think they need help.
Yeah, depending on, again, what happens in the SEC
or honestly what happens. Listen, if they go 10-2 or 11-1, they might be in the Big Ten championship game, and then they will be playing against Oregon.
They're gonna get steamrolled.
And if they get steamrolled, then they likely don't make it to the CFP.
Yeah.
All right, let's get one more in.
Yeah.
Where are we on time?
48:01.
Yeah, so we got to get one more in, right?
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back. We're going to wrap up tonight's WBRE WYOU 2822 Sports Night. Listen, I know you didn't watch Hard Knocks last night. You already let us know that. Did you start watching Ted Lasso yet?
I've started watching Ted Lasso in the past. I think I finished the first season.
Oh, so you definitely didn't watch the season premiere of the 4th season then?
No.
Okay.
And again, I also don't have Apple TV.
Oh, all right. Well, that will definitely do it to you.
Yes. It only have so many subscriptions.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Trust me. So I didn't watch it either at this point because it's too happy of a show. I'm way too depressed to be watching happy shows right now. Just as much as Ted Lasso used to cheer me up through COVID when the world was coming to an end, right now the world is crumbling around me. So sorry, Ted, I can't smile. Oh, shoot. I just thought about what I wanted to talk about here, and now it blanked on me. And, I know what I wanted to talk about. Big night for the Lombard family last night. How about that?
Yeah, talk about making a first impression. He made a couple nice plays defensively.
And you saw his brother also hit a home run, right?
I did not.
George Lombard Jr.'s brother, who's in high single A, I believe, was just drafted. First at bat, he also hit a home run. So both
night,
Lombards
yes.
last night went deep.
Dang, it was that. Well, I guess you go to the guy who's playing in the New York Yankees uniform, unfortunately.
No, I agree. No, let's talk about George. I mean,
Yeah.
again, the first game with the Yankees, he had just gotten called up. Rail Riders, by the way, won their 8th in a row last night.
Fire.
Yeah, a game up on Durham because Durham didn't play, so they gained the half game. So a full game up on Durham with about a month or so to go into the season, about 6 weeks left in the season. And yeah, absolute on fire. Brendan Beck, 12 Ks last night. Obviously, I think at this point, probably going to pick up his 4th MILB Pitcher of the Week award after last night's performance.
Yeah, 12 Ks will get.
Yeah, a scoreless outing. 12 Ks. I think he gave up 2 hits in 6 innings, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to win you MILB Pitcher of the Week, and likely combine that. Oh no, well technically this would be an August start, so we got to see how he does for the rest of the month. But there's a good shot he's going to win Pitcher of the Month for July again, as he won June's. He's first in wins, first in innings pitched, first in ERA. Yeah, dude's on fire. 9 wins. 8 in a row for the Rail Riders. They replace their shortstop as George Lombard Jr. goes up to the Yankees. He hits a home run as they win 2-0 as well over the Cardinals. So big day for the organization.
Yeah, happy day for I think Luis Garcia. Did he homer in that game? Or no, that was a couple nights. But yeah, big win for the Yankees. Will Warren had a good night on the mound for them. But yes, the Lombard family, the Rail Riders, Yankees organization as a whole, great night for them. Prospects looking good. Rail Riders are hot, headed into the middle of August. So it's a good time to be a Yankees fan right now.
Yeah, and I mean, Rail Riders are taking on Rochester, who they actually Rochester was the first half winner for the West Division, and as well. They right now have the best record in the MILB. However, the Rail Riders are hot on their trail, and depending on how this series go, they may end up taking over the total first place, which would give them the home field if they happen to win the second half of the season.
Yeah, that would be big. Big for the Rail Riders if they could do that. So
when was the last time there was playoff baseball here in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre?
Well, I told you it was last year. They lost in the championship game to the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Oh, okay, my fault. My apologies. Yep. I last year I was covering the Rumble Ponies as the Rumble Ponies won the AA championship. So I'm the good luck. I'm the good luck charm.
Hopefully,
yeah, I'm gonna get a AA championship last year with the Ponies. And I'll get one this year with the Yankees. In New York City, we'll have 2 championships back to back. Plus the Knicks.
Nice.
How long did we go before I said Knicks?
53 minutes.
All right, we almost made it the whole way. So does that mean we're out of time?
Yes, we're out of time.
All right, we will see you tomorrow, Thursday, right here on WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night.